Besides my starter money, I think we're probably well above $5,000 for the hospital. So thank you to Brian. And thank you to all our friends and supporters who jumped on the bandwagon in this great cause. And now I'll let Brian say his last words before
I'm going to tell you the real story. First of all, thank you all for coming, supporting the foundation fundraiser for updating the labor and delivery area. Sherry, thank you for the great chair. Now, part of me updating this is my daughter has given us 2 lovely grandchildren at this hospital, and I thought, you know, if we update it, maybe she'll have one more. So I won't go through this whole thing. As Kelly did say, the first thing you said, Kelly, you would donate $500. I said no. Then you said 1,000, and I said this is not going to happen. Several days later, I went into the Director of Development, Julie's office, and she asked if I was going to get a mohawk, and I said no. The next day, I went to Great Lakes Physiotherapy, where owner Jeff Scott was working on my back. As he usually does, he asked me what I was up to, and I mentioned the challenge. He says, "You got to do it, man. It's a great fundraiser." Great Lakes Physio has been a great supporter of the Volunteer Association's fundraising venues over the years, and he offered me a very generous donation of $500 towards the cost. Thank you, man. Jane and I went to church on Sunday, and Jane and Alice Bachman approached members of the congregation in the fellowship hall after the service, asked if they would like to sponsor me. I still figured, nah, I'm not going to do this because we're not going to get too much. When I got home, I asked Jane how much sponsor money came in, and she said $1,100. Darn, I was cornered. So numerous foundation board members, quite a few local doctors, hospital staff and volunteers, plus my family and friends have come forward with donations to ensure that I do not change my mind, which is still close. I would also like to thank First Ontario Credit Union staff and CarStar for their donations. I got nice donations from them yesterday. And as I say, to date we have over $5,000 pledged towards this fundraiser, as my wife calls it. Once I decided to get the mohawk, my only condition was that my hairdresser, Tice departed, a airport layover luxuries on Robin Street would do the job. Years ago, actually, her husband Peter used to cut my hair, and then Tice was better looking than Peter, so we moved that. And I'd like to thank My FM 98.9 and the local media for supporting this fundraiser for our local hospital. And in closing, before we start, I have to learn